Hi, I'm Amy from Mare Wellness and Myofascial Release, and today we're going to do the calf stretch. So you will need a half roll. If you don't have a half roll, then you can use a book or a yoga block, but preferably not something that's more than a couple inches, 2 or 3 inches high. This has some density to it. If you do use something like a rolled up yoga mat, that's going to squish a little bit more. So the greater the squish, the more step through space that you'll need. But having something a little more dense simulates how your calf would change shape if you were walking up a hill or stepped up on a curb. So this is a very different stretch from other calf stretches that you might be used to. I learned this stretch through Katie Bowman, which you can look her up. I talk about her a lot. So we're going to start by placing the half roll kind of off to the left side of the mat, and we're going to stretch our left calf. So placing the ball of the foot up on the half roll and the heel on the ground, and we're keeping the right foot back. We're going to square up our hips, so we're pointing straight forward toward the end of the mat. Straighten the legs, and then find our balance between our two legs. Then we're slowly going to bring the back leg forward until you start to feel a stretch in the back of your calf. And again, it needs to be a mild to moderate stretch. You don't want anything super intense. So we're going to keep sneaking it forward until you feel that sensation. Another alignment piece that you want to pay attention to is the direction of your feet. You don't want your feet splayed out. Have your feet pointing straight forward where they should be. So again, once you brought your foot forward, a lot of you when you first start doing this stretch might feel like bringing this back foot forward is a good place to stop. If you do this stretch a lot, if you have really flexible calves, then you may be able to and ready to step forward, but don't do that until you are ready. If you have something lower, you might find yourself being able to step forward quite a bit sooner. So once you've found that spot, again, square yourself up and breathe, soften all the parts of your body that you do not need to hold this position. If you find that one of your hips is starting to feel more sensation, feels kind of irritated, then make sure that you're balancing your body between your 2 feet and you're not leaning more onto one foot or the other. Balancing left to right and balancing front to back. Find that middle point. And then breathe. Now the calf stretch can take a long time to let go. 2, 3, 4, even more minutes. Just depends on you. So you can pair your calf stretch with a shoulder stretch, which is in another video. Doing lots of different kinds of stretches and range of motion to your shoulder can be something else you can stack on top of this particular stretch. So you're going to pay attention and just start to notice that you might feel like, oh, it doesn't feel like there's as much stretch back there anymore, there's as much tension in the back of that calf. Then just sneak your right foot forward until you feel that sensation kick up again to a mild to moderate sensation. And then you wait again. And you wait. And then eventually your goal is, and I stretch my calves a lot, so your goal is to be able to step all the way through. And right about here is where I really feel a lot of tension starting to kick up in the back of my left calf. And so this is where I would want to hang out, find the balance between my 2 legs. Breathe, soften, and then maybe do some other shoulder stretching or range of motion while I'm here. And then we'll step back, and I want you just to feel the difference between your 2 legs right now, your 2 calves, and just see how different they feel after doing a nice deep stretch like that. You probably would want to hold this a lot longer than what we just did. So you can either pause the video or do your stretch after. Then I like to kick the half roll over to the other side and repeat the process on the right. And again, heel on the ground, ball of the foot up on the half roll or your block or whatever you're using. Line up your back foot, bring it forward until you feel some tension in the back of your calf. Balance yourself right to left and front to back so that you're in between and not putting more weight on one foot or the other. And wait. And once you feel that tension start to dissipate back here, then start bringing your left foot forward. It might be just a half an inch before you feel that tension kick back up again. Breathe, soften, repeat the process, and eventually see where you get. It might take a week, 2 weeks, or even longer, depending on how tight your calves are, to be able to get this step through. Just depends on how patient you are. If you have a standing workstation, having one of these at your standing workstation so you can stretch your calves a lot will help you make significant progress. You can also keep a half roll while you're brushing your teeth or while you're chopping vegetables at your kitchen counter. Now, a couple other options I wanted to give you are when you step up onto the half roll, you can also turn the foot in. If you turn the foot in, make sure you square up your hips and then take your gentle step forward until you feel the tension. And you're going to feel it in a little bit different spot in your calf than from when it's straight on. But it's important to do the angles as well because we don't always just walk in straight lines. Sometimes we turn in different directions. So you could also turn out, again, square up your hips, take your step through, balance the weight right to left, front to back, and soften, breathe, wait, do some other stretches. Okay, and of course we want to do this on the right side and the left side. And again, take more time, be really patient when you're doing these stretches. So a turn in, square up the hips, find where you find that just right tension, pause, breathe. Turn out, find where you can step through, square up your hips, right to left, front to back, and breathe. Okay, that is the calf stretch. If you have any questions, marewellness.com or email me at marewellness@gmail.com. Thank you.